Hi, I just wanted to kind of show you guys some of the different types of ads that Jim Fowles is talking about in his article, The 15 Basic Appeals of Advertising. One he talks about is sex. This is an example of what he would consider a sex ad. As you can see, it doesn't actually show sex. But he says that when an ad is using sex, it's selling the idea of having sex, that the ad is associating the product with having sex and equating those two things. In this particular ad, we see it looks like some people have had sex on top of a dumpster. We can also see a Christmas tree in the window. With the snow, this is a Christmas ad. It says, "Be prepared this festive season." Here's another ad which would sell sex. In this one, it's for a Sega video game system. It says the more you play with it, the harder it gets. And the text is all based on sexualization. And he would say that this is selling the idea that playing video games is going to be equated with sexual feelings. Affiliation is relationships, and he says this works a lot of different ways. One way is it works is friendship. Anytime you have a group of friends in an ad, it's selling friendship. This is selling family. This is an ad for Aldi's grocery store, and selling the idea of people getting together with their family. This is affiliation as being part of a romantic couple. So anytime you see a couple in an ad and they're cuddling or kissing, he says that it's really selling the idea that you're part of a couple. If you're a single person and you want to be part of a couple, you're going to go buy an overpriced umbrella in order to be part of a couple. It can also work as exclusion, not so much showing a group or selling being part of a group, but being the fear of being excluded from a group or being part of an unwanted group. So if you don't want to be an uncool kid, if you drink Pepsi, you'll be an uncool kid. So you should drink Coke so that you'll be one of the cool kids. Or you won't be ostracized or outcast or bullied for drinking something other than Coke. Nurture is the need to take care of someone. You see it a lot in ads with parents selling to children. But the need to care for someone also works with animals, but it can work with other things as well. Guidance is the need to be nurtured, the need to have someone lead you. As he points out, these would be a couple examples. One is an Old Spice ad that says body odor protection recommended by former TV doctors like me. This other one is this guy who's going to tell you to drink beer. This is another one for guidance. Sometimes he says that sometimes they don't actually need a spokesperson, although they usually have one. Focus on your business and we'll take care of the rest. We'll guide you through how to do this. Aggression. He says aggression, like sex. With sex, he says one of the reasons they don't actually show sex very often in advertisements is that people remember the sex, but they forget what the brand was. He says that the same thing works with aggression. In this case, we've got one that says, cut your wife's head off, not a problem. It's kind of a joke. You cut her head off in the picture when you accidentally don't get her in the frame of the picture. So it's photo editing software. And the other one, we've got the Snickers ad, which caused quite a bit of controversy when it came out, where you've got this guy who's hangry and I suppose is going to be commit some domestic abuse. This ad was popular in Russia, but ended up being banned from North America before premiering. Achievement is the need to achieve a goal, to set a goal and succeed at the goal. So success is basically synonymous with achievement. You do something, you do well at it, you're achieving. Domination is the need to be powerful. Domination and achievement often go together. You win the Super Bowl, you're both dominant because you are the best football team, but you also achieved a goal of winning the big game. So, but domination is the need to be powerful. It doesn't have to be done with achievement. Did Burger King do anything to become the king? We don't know. We just know that they're the king, and that makes them dominant, and they're bigger and better. Prominence is the need to have a lot of money. The best luxury on water, complementing your stature. So this is for a big luxury yacht. A lot of times this will go alongside domination. The need to be powerful and the need to have money often go together. Also, it will oftentimes go along with achievement. The need for prominence and the need for achievement oftentimes are seen because people see those who are successful as those who have a lot of money. And because a lot of times in society we tend to equate those things. You see them equated a lot in ads as well. Attention, according to Fowles, is what most people think of when they think of ads selling sex. He would say that, for instance, someone's looking at this ad for Wonder Bra, and the Wonder Bra ad is selling to women. He says that ads are heteronormative, which basically means that ads assume that the audience is heterosexual, whether the audience is or not. So he'd say that if someone's looking at this ad and they're going to buy a Wonder Bra, most men aren't going to buy a Wonder Bra for themselves. So the ad is selling to women. And he says that when people make the ad, the people making the ad don't think women will want to have sex with this woman, which would be selling sex. He says that the way that it works is that women will look at this ad, see this ad somewhere, and they'll notice their boyfriend looking at it. And they'll see that their boyfriend is paying more attention to the ad than he is paying to her. Because she wants the boyfriend to pay attention to her and not the ad, she'll buy the product in order to get that same level of attention. Autonomy is the need to basically make your own choices. It's the need to have power over your own life. One way ads do that is by empowering the audience. Have it your way, Burger King. Said the idea to choose whether you want mayonnaise or pickles is having freedom of choice, and that's autonomy. Being an individual, being unique or different or weird in this case, is also seen as an example of autonomy. You aren't going to be fenced in by the fashion choices that are dictated to you from Paris and New York. You're going to do your own thing and have blue lips and a weird pink tint around you. So that would be autonomy. You can choose to be different. Escape can be mental. McDonald's, have you had your break today? Your break is kind of a mental just relaxation from life for a few minutes. Or it can also be physical escape, getting away. This is for some sort of a protein powder, protein supplement. But we can imagine that if we're thinking we'd really like to go to the beach for a week or go to South America and visit the rainforest, but we don't have the money, maybe we'll just buy this protein supplement and it'll be like going to the beach. Safety can be personal safety, but a lot of times it's also safety for others. Here's two examples of that. One is you can pay this company to make it so that your children don't see things on the internet. Basically, kind of like a web browser that locks down controversial content. We have this kid whose eyes have been replaced with open mouths, which is pretty terrifying. But the idea is you want your kid to be safe and not see kids like this on the internet. Well, you'd better buy this product. The other one, give your family the assurance of a life cover, is selling life insurance. So it shows this happy family. But then the idea of life insurance, are like, well, what happened if I died? Would they still be able to be happy, or would they be stuck being poor? And if they're poor, they're supposedly going to be unhappy. So the idea is you're going to pay this company money so that if you die, they'll pay your family money. And if not, then they'll profit. So that's how safety works in advertising. Aesthetic sensations is basically the need to look at something cool. You're like, whoa, I'd really like some psychedelic stuff, man. I'm into hippies, but like I don't have a time machine to travel back to the 60s, and I don't really feel like dropping some LSD, so I'm just going to drink some Fanta, because that's the same thing. Or, I'd really love to go to the Louvre and see all the beautiful artwork, but since I don't have that, I'm just going to buy this camera. Curiosity. Anytime an ad asks a question, so now what's your excuse? Oh, well, I couldn't run before because I didn't have good running shoes, but now I can have good running shoes. Fight amnesia. Sometimes you look at a picture and you're like, huh? What's going on in that picture? Why does this guy have his head separated and his brain seems to have disappeared? And why is he holding lamb on a stick? And then you read and find out that it's about National Australia Day, and the Australians are selling a lot of lamb, and they want you to import it. Physiological needs are the needs to eat, to drink, and to sleep. So example, anytime you see food in an ad, it doesn't have to be for selling food. You could see a hamburger in an ad selling plane tickets. And that if you're hungry, you'll still want to buy a plane ticket, supposedly. Sleep. Anytime you see sleep ads, often hotels, but it could also be things like on a plane again. So anytime you see sleep or rest, that's physiological as well. So those are Fowles' 15 different basic appeals, and I hope you found that interesting. Thank you for your time.